Hi, we're here to relieve you of your life.
And now you found the key.
Bunions and Dragons!
Welcome back, Bunion Masters, to our Bunions and Dragons show. This episode is on Lost Mine of Phandelver. It's a published module from Wizards of the Coast. So if you have not played it and you intend to play it, spoiler alert, you may want to watch some of our other episodes. We had almost a full party with us. Blake was not in attendance, but Dave, Jason, Max, and Michaela were there to continue the adventure.
Oh, DM Robser, don't forget to tell everybody that this is part 2 of this particular adventure, and if they haven't seen it yet, to go to the playlist and watch the one before. But yeah, let's just go ahead and pick up where we left off, and sorry to interrupt, but go ahead with part 2.
Delane gives Myrna the copy of the key. She's able to test it out on the cell doors to make sure that they work, and that provides them some additional comfort, and they agree to the plan. So they get locked up. They all want to be in the southern cell together, the family. They don't want the young boy, 13-year-old boy, off on his own. So that's what they do. In an effort to entice the party to come back, Myrna tells them they do want safe passage back to Phandalin, and they don't have any means really to reward the party. But when she was a little girl, her family had a shop back in Thunder Tree.
Thunder. Oh.
Thunder Tree was overrun by the undead many years ago, and their family had fled and settled in Phandalin. And that within one of the bottom of one of the shelves or the drawers is a family heirloom that could be of significant value. She has never gone back to see if it's still there. She thinks it is, and she'd be happy to provide some additional information to the party, and they are welcome to that heirloom if they feel like retrieving it, and she offers that up as a reward. And Delane solemnly promises, as does Phenry, that they will be coming back. The rest of the party is in agreement. So the party leaves the nearly rescued captives in the cell. They go back into the room with the sarcophagi, and there is a double door to the southeast that is encased in copper and has some ornate patterns on it. It's not locked. You can just push it right open. They do. Meatshield takes the lead and proceeds down the very wide hallway and does not perceive the pit trap. Discovers it by walking across it.
Whoa!
Meatshield rolls very high on his acrobatics check and is able to avoid falling into the pit trap. Pit trap is about 10 feet by 10 feet wide. There is a small ledge on the north side and the south side each. The party is able to move across with successful dex checks.
Inchworm, measuring the marigold.
And with Meatshield across, Phenry and Meatshield grab a rope and they pull it tight, and then each of the adventurers, as they're scooting across that thinner ledge, is able to hold onto this rope with tension, and that improves their odds, lowers the number they'd have to get on their ability check, and they're successful in this. Phenry's still left on the other side. Doesn't have the advantage of the tightrope to use to scurry across. So she just gets a running start, and she leaps over the open pit 10 feet. Her strength is high enough, no problem. And the rest of the party realizes, oh, maybe we could have done that as well. So
I'm going to add this to my book, 101 Things That You Can Learn from an NPC.
at this point the party is awarded 300 experience points or 50 experience points each. Oh, and they looted various amounts of silver and gold off of the fallen Red Brand ruffians. as well. Alton also notices that the fallen Red Brand ruffians are wearing studded leather. He is only wearing regular leather armor at this point, and takes the time to swap it out. So Alton is now wearing studded leather.
I am studded.
He drops his used leather armor on the floor as refuse and continues on. The party now works his way through a little bit of an underpass into an open room. This is actually the main foyer, if you will. There is a large cistern on the west side of the room that is filled with rainwater that's coming from the ceiling and pools up into the cistern. There's a series of stairs on the north and the south that will go up 2 flights, a total of 15 feet, up to a main door. As they're poking around, we had a random encounter with 3 Red Brand ruffians that came in to attack. And the battle gets heated very quickly. Kaylin, in her usual style, rushes in to attack one of the Red Brand ruffians, exposing her to counterattacks.
It is on like Donkey Kong.
Unfortunately, Kaylin is dropped down to 0 hit points, falls unconscious again. And Phenry, in typical fashion, cries out, "You've made a big mistake," or something of that nature. Rushes in, as does, Delang comes in to help assist Kaylin in her recovery. Drexel first makes his medicine check on Kaylin as the other party members are battling the Red Brand ruffians and fails his check. Kaylin has a critical miss on her death savings throw, so she's got 2 of 3 strikes against her. But that's when DeLange steps in with his medicine check, with his remaining healing potion, and for his action pours it into the unconscious Kaylin's mouth.
Just drink the Kool-Aid.
And she is revived with 9 hit points. On her turn, she stands up, that uses half of her movement. She takes her sword, and with one of the Red Brand ruffians who is up the flight of stairs, she throws her sword at the ruffian.
Eat this, Mamma Jamma.
She rolls a critical hit and drops that ruffian. So she goes from being unconscious to healed to standing up, and just chucks that sword with an awesome roll and kills the ruffian. It was beautiful. All 3 ruffians are wiped out, and each party member gets 17 experience points for that. Kaylin has another brush with death, but is victorious. Yeah, there's one other room to the west that they check out. They find 3 Red Brand ruffians on a break. It is a makeshift storage room. There's 2 double bunks in there, and they're still wearing their red cloaks. So when they open up the door, the Red Brand ruffians' response is, "Hey, we're getting back, we're getting back." And as soon as they let their guard down, the party wipes them out again.
Hi, we're here to relieve you of your life.
Seems to be a good MO, and very much approve of that. So now the party has the hideout pretty well cleared out. They go back to the captives, they unlock them, and they escort them back through the secret tunnel that Carp had found. They find Carp at the end of the tunnel, still in the woods in Phandalin outside Transcendar Manor, hiding and being safe. They collect him up along with the 3 captives, and they bring them back to Phandalin. Caitlin wants to set up the widow and the two children, the daughter and the son. She has compassion for them. She reaches into her pocket and she pulls out those 3 signet rings, worth the platinum signet rings, worth about 50 gold pieces each, and she hands one to each of those 3 family members and wishes them well.
It is very important to me to see that widows and orphans are cared for, so please accept these rings to assist you.
They had also retrieved the body of, what was his name, Thel?
I think his name was Thel Drendrar.
And the family was very appreciative of that gesture to be able to give him a proper burial, which is arranged by Harbin at the town master's place. So they take him over there. They're able to speak with Harbin. Harbin's very upset that they had a brush with the Red Brands. He's so worried that they have brought ruin upon the city of Phandalin, and he is rather upset. They give the curious note to Sildar, who pieces together that glass staff, the leader of the Red Brands, the wizard who's carrying a glass staff, is the same as Iarno Albric, the Lord's Alliance wizard and a friend of Sildar, who was sent there 2 months ago. He puts the pieces together and realizes that Glassstaff and Iarno are one and the same, and he implores the party to not only continue to search for Gundren Rockseeker, but also see if they can't capture Iarno and bring him to justice via the Lord's Alliance. The party says, well, things get kind of rough out there. We'll try to bring him back alive, but things happen. To which Sildar replied, well, obviously you need to do what you need to do. It'd be our preference to bring him back alive and let him face justice rather than take the easy way out by perishing at the end of a sword.
Okay, so dead it is.
Although Harbin still has his worries, Sildar is pretty confident that the party has taken care of the Red Brand issue. And with the power of the Lord's Alliance, Sildar gives the party 200 gold pieces as a reward. Sildar also notices that the bugbear is pretty well beaten up again and offers him a healing potion. Meatshield gladly quaffs that.
Just drink the Kool-Aid.
And takes the edge off of his pain and suffering and restores him a bit to health. The party then heads off to the Sleeping Giant to find out if they actually did indeed take care of the Red Brand threat. There's only one person in the Sleeping Giant. It's a gruff female dwarf, Grista, who is eyeing them suspiciously but welcomes them in. He's asking this party where the rest of their Red Brand ruffians are, that they're always in here drinking and nobody's in here today. That's the first they've seen of them. Offers up Delang, asks Delang what he wants to drink, and he refuses. She looks at him very suspiciously now. Kind of eyeballing the Dragonborn. She hasn't really seen a Dragonborn Red Brand ruffian, and she's seen the bugbears. She knows that they're hooked up with the bugbears a bit, but she's never seen a bugbear wearing one of the red cloaks. And she starts to wipe the counter and kind of move away. A couple of party members do take her up on the offer to drink some of the ale that's on tap, and they have some casual conversation and decide just to wrap it up and leave. Oh, before they do, actually, they look outside and they see a lady crawling in the dirt in the road, searching desperately for something. Party is able to find her eyeglasses in the middle of the street and return them to her. She's very thankful. She walks back west into downtown Phandalin. With all that wrapped up, the party, a little bit battered, beaten, and bruised, they decide to go to the Stonehill Inn and put in for the night, conduct a long rest, and they have achieved level 3. So when we resume next time, we'll find out what the party members look like as level 3 characters. Additionally, too, Phenry, our NPC female noble fighter, is starting to talk about maybe hanging back, seeing if she can't work with Sildar and Harbin to establish further order in Phandalin, and I have a feeling she may become an important leader within the settlement of Phandalin. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the telling of our tale. Share this video with your friends who do enjoy playing Dungeons and Dragons, and until we meet again, adieu.
Eat this, mamma jamma.